Election's coming up, so I wanted to have some good. I'm also a political live streamer.
Oh, okay.
So this is way off my normal topics, but
political live streaming. I am from Texas. I was raised traditional Republican. I am fiscally conservative and socially liberal. I don't believe in party voting. I think that party voting is how we ended up in this situation. You should be voting for the politician who has the best policies for the country and for the people of this country, and that means everybody that lives here.
Okay. So, who are you voting for then?
Obviously, I'm voting for Harris.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I personally feel that if you are old enough to claim Social Security, you should be winding down your career choices. And president should probably not be on your future list. If you've not achieved that by 65, 70, it's okay to stand down and let the next generation take over, because allegedly they raised us, so we should have at least some reflection of their values in there somewhere.
Well, you should hope so.
What's the point of having children and raising us if you don't trust us to do what we're supposed to do when we're old enough to do it?
I'll be spicier.
You're be spicier?
I'll be spicier. I'll say I'm not voting for Trump. I'm voting against Trump, really. Because of January 6th.
I would vote for my dog before I voted for Donald Trump, because I think that he's mentally unstable. However, that said, if in the next election an amazing Republican candidate shows up who satisfies my requirements for the office and outweighs that of the Democratic nominee, I will vote Republican. I don't believe in party voting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a party voter either. I would have voted for Haley maybe over Biden. I don't know. It'd be a tough choice for me.
I would have voted for my cat over Biden. I would have voted for this lanyard over Trump. If those are the two best options we have, we're in trouble. But I think that Biden was a wonderful transitional president, and that's what he said he wanted to be. He wanted to be a transitional one-term president, and I respect the hell out of him for putting the needs of the country against his pride.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that is something that a lot of politicians are not capable of doing. It's their pride gets involved, and it outweighs their commitment to the people of this nation.
Okay. Your top issues this election?
I would like to retain the ability to vote and make the choices about my uterus. Those are pretty big for me. Also huge on gay and trans rights, because everybody matters in this country, not just the people you agree with, not you personally.
I know. I'm not against.
A very big proponent of the separation of church and state. This country was founded on that value, that you could not be forced to follow anybody else's religion, and that their religion could not dictate your actions, and we need to really get back on that. I also feel like we need to reconsider the budget, because the fact that our standing military is so much larger than the next 8 countries combined, but we can't feed the people that live here, is a big problem for me. Okay. I don't want my tax dollars going to a war. I would use my tax dollars to pay for some underprivileged family to get health care. I don't care if they're cheating the system. I think that everybody deserves a place to live, food to eat, and health care.
Okay. So the next question is Ukraine. What do you think of the Ukraine war?
I think that the Ukraine war is an example of what happens when political power goes unchecked and greed takes over. Ukraine was not doing anything wrong. They did nothing to deserve being treated this way. The invasion and the sheer death toll at this point is ridiculous. And I feel that the United States likes to act like we're in charge of, what's that, Team America War Police? Isn't that the name of the movie? We're real good at talking that up, but sometimes if there's no oil there to find, we tend to not follow through with it the way that we say that we will. So if there was a moment for us to weigh in on something and say, hey, you need to stop, or we're going to go over there and put boots on the ground, I think that this is one of those times. And if your next question's about Gaza, I feel the same way.
It isn't about Gaza. Well, it's about Israel-Palestine more generally, but
I think that both countries have the right to exist, but they need to learn to exist peacefully, coexist, and killing children is never the right choice in any situation. Ever. There's never once been a situation where killing children made anything better.
Well, I do agree. Well, so do you think Israel's deliberately killing children?
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. It does not matter if they're deliberately killing children. They are killing children, and they have to stop.
You know,
if the choice is intentional, that makes it worse. But they don't get a green card because it was an accident. You don't get excused because you accidentally murdered a child.
I mean, you do though, right? It's not a war crime. Legally, I mean, morally, you might disagree.
Well, I'm a mother. You know, I grew a human being who came out of my body, and I've taken care of him from his first breath. So I take it very personally. I take it very offensively that the children are being brought into this and the elderly. Nobody needs to be involved in this. This is stupid. There are ways to work this out peacefully, and once again, it has to devolve into violence.
Yeah, I mean, I hope for the best. I think it's tragic what's happening.
Yeah.
But I think children are going to die in any sort of war, unfortunately. It's
Then
tragic.
we should stop doing worse.
Well, that would be
Doesn't
ideal,
have
but
to be that
not
hard.
everybody agrees on that.
Oh, I think that there is one particular group of people who don't agree with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they've been in power for many, many years. And
Do they wear the funny hats? Or
no, they just have male genitalia.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of women who care about war and over talking things out peacefully. Most women can find. And sorry, I know that somebody's going to hear this and be like, "Women and men." Sorry. Tell me the last war a woman started.
Well, Margaret Thatcher didn't start, I guess, the Falklands War, but she.
I'm not going to say she wasn't involved. Tell me the last war a woman started. So.
I'm sure.
Man,
I'm sure we
took this
can go through
off into a
history.
real gross.
So
gross.
Well, you want to talk about feminism then, right? Or
I can, if you would like to.
sure, I don't care. No, but if you want, you're my guest.
I thought we had a list.
Well, we
I was
do.
thought we were talking
What?
about SimuCon.
We can
Sir,
move off of this.
Trying to lure me into shenaniganizing.